So I did a boxing match. This is my third attempt at boxing. The first few fights were mixed at best. For my first one, I overtrained and I was stressed because of a breakup. There was generally a massive pressure on myself. My second fight was in a little gym in Brixton, and the pressure was less intense, so I did slightly better than the first time. Both fights were split decision losses, which are always the worst things to hear when you're in the ring. After some time off from boxing, I returned to it this year with the goal of having my first victory. And after 7 months of training, I returned into the ring. From the moment I stepped into the ring, I knew something felt different. When I looked at my opponent's eyes, something in myself felt changed. I didn't notice the 100-odd people watching me. I can hear the people that were booing me. And you could say that the training I did actually improved me this time around, which might be true. But I would say physically not much was different. But what had changed was my mindset. Now, the thing is that I've said my piece about journaling. Writing down your thoughts is an essential part of mindfulness. Now, being aware of your thoughts is important. Thoughts are very much a part of diet, just as much as food or drink, in my opinion. What I would do before bed in the 2 weeks leading up to my fight was actually write things in my journal, saying stuff like, I am fear, people should be afraid of me, or I am truly unstoppable. It's not that I actually truly believe these things, but they would challenge the way I think of myself. When I looked at myself in the mirror, it would be a different Chris staring back. In this case, it was the persona I developed, the daredevil, the man without fear. Like no punch could knock me down or take me out. I was a stone pillar that was immovable and indestructible. All this came from writing these thoughts before bed and putting them in my mind. If anyone knows me personally, especially when I was younger, they would all say how I used to love to smoke and drink. The trickiest thing for me this year was giving these things up. I cannot tell you how hard it was to say no to these things and stay disciplined. Like back in the day, the idea of being healthy was not a good enough reason to stop with substances. The thing is that I like to kick back and relax the same way as most people. But this year, more than recent years, what was more motivating to me was having more time. Any time I've been tired from going on a night out, drinking, and all of the bad habits that accumulate from that, I always sleep in. Also tend to eat bad food, etc. By not hanging out with people that drink and smoke during my heavy months of training, I wasn't exposing myself to these habits, and I was actually having more time in the day, which I didn't have before. I wouldn't be getting up at 12 p.m. I'd be up by 7 a.m. at least. The more time I had now could be used to be more productive, to go see my friends or even just chill out. And not sabotaging my time has been life-changing. I go up the stairs and not lose my breath, and my mental health was never in crisis anymore. This is a key life lesson to learn, and you should never forget it. I was meditating every day, and on the weekends I'd be doing this as well, just to settle my mind. And the results from this was absolutely insane. How I felt was incredible. Anytime there were any pre-fight nerves that I might have been going through, maybe I was worried about how my opponent would attack me in the ring, or how all the people that I'd see when I was walking out would intimidate me and make me anxious. But this practice would help soothe me. Like sometimes I would wake up in the morning to my heart rushing 1,000,000 miles an hour. By meditating and controlling my breathing, it helped me isolate and understand my emotions. And I've spoken about the idea of death in previous videos, but by meditating and focusing on breathing methods, I wasn't looking back to the past or forward to the future like I normally do, but I was grateful to be in the present moment. I was thankful to have my brother, my sister, my mum, best friends, generally lovely people in my life. Everything was, and I guess kind of to this day, is complete in my life. Therefore, nothing can affect me. Now, I think the one thing that worked for me the most was consistency. Like, you don't have to be great most of the time when you're doing anything. Just by turning up, you will naturally get better. There would be times when I'd turn up to the gym not wanting to work out because I felt tired, not motivated, or sore, or whatever. But I'd know at the end of the day, I would be getting ever so slightly better just by turning up because of the techniques I'd learn and the knowledge I would gain. I can't claim to be the best boxer or the most talented athlete that has ever existed, but I know that I worked hard this time and smarter. Now, after saying all of this, why should you care? There are obviously bigger and higher stakes things than a boxing match. What I'm saying is that if you commit yourself to a goal, position your mind and your habits to accommodate it, you'll be unstoppable. No matter the territory, there are people that are less intelligent, less fit, less wealthy, less attractive, have less privilege, or whatever it might be, and still have persevered. What is true in boxing is true in life. Every day is a struggle and a fight. You're constantly battling your emotions, your past, your future, what people think of you, the things physical and not physical, and still trying to be the best version of yourself. By the time I got to the ring, after knowing all the hard things I had done, all the sacrifices I had made, all the mistakes that had happened as well, unless my opponent had made those choices too and doubled down on them, I was going to win. Not because I was fitter or more skilled, but because of the journey.
There again. And roll. Down. Down. That's it. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 4. Right. Jump. Cover. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ground. 1, 2. Rock and roll. Good again. Good again. Perfect. Right. You're gonna do again the same thing, yeah? Good.